Hi Dave, it's me, Phoenix Victoria, your biggest fan. Look, so I heard that you were thinking of adapting Moby Dick. Please don't. Please don't. Please adapt like anything else, literally anything else. I'll tell you why. So the thing about The Great Comet was that you were the first person to do an actual musical of War and Peace, which was not an easy task. And that alone brought it a bit of reputation because people went to go see like, hey, what's this War and Peace adaptation gonna be like? I bet it's gonna be crazy good. And it was. But Moby Dick is not War and Peace. War and Peace, I'm looking at the adaptations on Wikipedia. It has maybe a page, 75% of a page. Let me tab over and see how many adaptations Moby Dick has. Yeah, so it's 8 pages long. The adaptations list of Moby Dick is 8 pages long. There are enough adaptations of Moby Dick that the Wikipedia page for adaptations of Moby Dick exists. For War and Peace, it does not exist, and the Wikipedia page for Moby Dick is 8 pages long. Film, a whole section. Television, a whole section. Radio, a whole section. Stage, a whole section. Music, a whole section. Comics and graphic novels, literature, other, including Emoji Dick, released as an adaptation of the novel using emojis. That sounds like it did not need to exist. A parody exists in the 2010 Chick-fil-A calendar, Great Works of Cal Literature, in July, where the novel is referred to as Moby Dick. Is that what you want your legacy to be? Following after them? Anyway, there's a lot on here. There's an opera, Moby Dick, a cantata for male soloist, chorus, and orchestra. Composer Peter Westergaard has composed Moby Dick scenes from an imaginary opera, an operatic work for 5 soloist, chorus, and chamber orchestra. Its libretto draws on the parts of the novel that deal with Ahab's obsession with the whale. Of course they do. Of course they draw from that. Moby Dick Rehearsed, a play within the play, directed by Orson Welles. Moby Dick the Musical, a parody musical. If there exists a parody musical of the musical you're about to write, maybe don't write it. In 2012, Rendell Eckert created And God Created Whales, an opera that follows an amnesiac who discovers that he had been working on an operatic adaptation of Moby Dick. The show includes segments from this fictional opera played through a recording device. The production featured a simple set and a 2-person cast. There's already a meta-musical about writing the musical that you're writing. There's a title of show about the show that you're about to write. Writer Julian Rad and director Hilary Adams created a bare stage adaptation of Moby Dick that premiered in New York City in 2003. The off-Broadway play with music was nominated for 3 2004 Drama Desk Awards, Outstanding Play, blah blah blah, and other things. It's been done. You have such a unique and daring musical style, as well as lyrical style. You know how to put a show together that is amazing and complex and unique and interesting. Did I already say interesting? I'm gonna say it again. You write good stuff, man, but I just feel like you would be wasted doing this thing that everybody's already done. This is like, you want to know what this is like? Okay, this is like singing on my own in your audition. Even if you sing it incredibly, the people behind the table have heard a million other girls walk in here and sing on my own. It's so overdone. And in this very fascinating and scary and weird time that we live in now, there are so many stories, old and new, that you could be telling that have not been told a million times before. Something that is at least kind of relevant a little bit But okay, if you wanna stick to classic literature, let's look at what else could you adapt? Okay, we've got, all right, classic novels. Let's look. Pride and Prejudice. That's been done. Jane Eyre. That's a musical. The Great Gatsby. I think that's like 17 operas. To Kill a Mockingbird. The Catcher in the Rye. I don't think there's a musical of that. Lord of the Flies. No. You can pass that one. The Adventures of Huck Finn. Too many adaptations of that, and they're both musicals. Well, one is Tom Sawyer, but they're both... I was about to say they're both equally terrible. No. Tom Sawyer's way worse than Big River. Big River's okay. Emma by Jane Austen. Feminism. War and Peace. Oh. Well, you could do the rest of War and Peace. You did like 80 pages. You joke that it would be like, hey, it could be like my life's work. Do it. Cover the rest of the book. Cover the really interesting part that happens directly after the Great Comet, because that's where shoot gets real advertiser friendly. Heart of Darkness. That would be interesting. I could actually, yeah, like obviously Apocalypse Now exists, but like, I think that would actually be perfect for you. Anna Karenina. Also, Tolstoy, you know, like old Russian literature. Alice's Adventures in What? No. Okay, one thing that we absolutely do not need any more adaptations of any kind is Alice in Wonderland. No, I could make a separate video about this. No more Alice in Wonderland. Now I'm just talking about adaptations of things. Picture Dorian Gray. I don't think that's been a musical. You can make it a musical. Little Women. Okay, already been done. Crime and Punishment. Maybe. A Tale of Two Cities. Lolita. I know you have a thing for like young girls with older men. It's in poor taste. Frankenstein, Brave New World, Fahrenheit 451, if you want to be, like, relevant. Anyway, that list goes on and on. Or, like, option 3 is that you work with one of an endless amount of new writers on a new story and setting that to music, something that has not been done before in any capacity, something new, because you have name recognition now. You could literally do anything, and you're still in that avant-garde territory where you can still take risks, because you're not a commercial musical theater songwriter. Or if you like doing novels, do a novel that was written, I don't know, within the last 25 years, within the last 10 years, within the last 5. I don't know, you seem like a guy who reads a lot and is smart about a lot of things. Why Moby Dick? I don't understand. If you want to do an adaptation, you could do an adaptation of a movie. I'm sure people would be more than willing to give up adaptation, like movie rights to, like, you could do, like, dude, musical adaptation of an indie film. Those are just, they're right for adaptation. Adapt Primer, the film about time travel. I'm just pulling that out of my head, like, how good would Dave Malloy's Primer be? Or Upstream Color. You know how many musical adaptations there were of Alexander Hamilton's life? 0. There is a whole wide world of possibilities out there, and you deserve better, Dave Malloy. And frankly, so do we. So, do literally anything other than what you're doing. Please. Anyway, if you like this, I do more video essays on musicals like Nerdwriter, and I do basically like my favorite channels. I make what they talk about, but about musicals. So like musical theories, everything wrong with musical, summary analysis of musicals. That's what I do here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you next time. Did that sound... Was that a non-cliched YouTuber pitch? I'm really working on it. I'm working hard on it. It's hard. Anyway,